Welcome back to Sunrise at 6:15 on this lovely Thursday morning. The news comes up at 7. But right now, the headlines give you a sneak peek. And for that sneak peek, we have the Teak Teak. Good morning. How are
wow. Lovely.
Jane Michelle, stylist Jane Michelle.
When I saw you getting ready, I was like, where is she going with this? But no, it finished.
You're seeing the full picture.
Yeah, and the makeup tying back.
I like this look, TK.
Thank you so much.
It's giving me young vibes. I like it. Everybody's giving rich this morning. I like it.
Just hook me up with the person for the yacht, and we'll make it work.
Anybody out there with the yacht? We're here and you're there.
Man.
Yeah.
Let's jump on a loose can. Yeah, Ollie have the link. Yeah.
One link. But happy anniversary, TK.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Absolutely. I was telling them yesterday, I mean, you guys get it too, that I'm so glad to be working with you guys. It's been such a joy, and I get to learn so much. People, they work hard, you know, and it's so good to watch great work ethic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's a pleasure.
And
it's a pleasure.
you know, as Dennis mentioned earlier, you know, you are the chess piece that can go anywhere, can fit in anywhere, and you don't shy away from it as well. And I've noticed your growth too. So big ups to you as well for taking on the challenge. I'm an earthquake girl. Yeah, earthquake.
Earthquake.
I hold like a G.
And she just read the news same way. Yeah.
So big ups to you as well.
Thank you.
But Dennis, it would be remiss of me, guys, not to big up our first, you know, our original YouTubers, right? Because they have been here with us from day one.
All going on YouTube.
Yeah. Big ups to Divine Ray. Big ups to Odette. Big ups to Sharon Stewart, you know. Lisette, everybody on YouTube for making it possible as well. All our internet family members, right? So from Instagram, Facebook, but our YouTubers, you're here with us every morning, and we sincerely appreciate your patronage. And to you at home, thank you for turning on your TV and make it CVM. You understand? We might have been done, but we're never out. Yeah, girl.
Never.
All right. Well, let's talk about let's talk about what's happening in our headlines. So first up, right? Again, female vendor unhygienic actions, right? The St. James Health Department has imposed a ban against a St. James female vendor under the Public Health Food Handlers Regulations. The circumstances leading up to her being banned or barred from selling was her unhygienic actions. In a now viral video being circulated on social media, the female vendor, who is reportedly an elderly woman that sells ground provisions, oranges and pears, can be seen urinating in a half-cut plastic container before pouring the contents into a bottle. She then places the bottle inside a motor vehicle and closes the door behind her. The incident has since sparked outrage on social media. Mayor of Montego Bay, Richard Vernon, says the woman, whose license expired from 2021, was operating outside of the permitted market area. And he added that the Charles Gordon Market has the proper facilities to accommodate those who wish to perform bodily functions. Meanwhile, St. James's Medical Officer for Health, Dr. Francine Phillips-Kelly, says the vendor could be prosecuted.
Yeah. I heard it earlier this week, and I heard the response from the mayor. It was important that the mayor made that distinction, because it's easy for people to say, oh, but people need a proper place to go and use the bathroom and da-da-da. No, it's there. As a matter of fact, it was even said that she used to sell in the market, and she used to have occupy a position very close to the restroom. But people, and that is why, you know, when I was growing up, like, we weren't allowed to just buy and eat from people certainly, because, you know, your mother would tell you that not everybody shares the same values as you, not everybody shares the same ideas about hygiene as you. So when you go, don't touch, and don't eat from people. And yeah, it's gross. But then you have to ask, and what I don't want, because we have this way of saying the government needs to, and everything the government needs to do.
What about your
This is about personal
responsibility.
Personal responsibility, and everybody's gonna find a reason or an excuse why. But some people, just nasty.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens there, but we'll go into the next headline. UWI High Achiever fatally shot before collecting degree. Keauno Popsy Watson, 23, was elated when it was confirmed Sunday that he had successfully completed his degree in international relations and psychology. His mother is now regretting sending her son outside to get fresh air, only for him to be murdered by gunmen a day after receiving his status letter from the University of the West Indies. Reports are that about 7:45 p.m. on Monday, Watson and another man were standing along the roadway when armed thugs approached and opened fire on them. Both were rushed to hospital where Watson was pronounced dead and the other man admitted in serious condition. The incident took place on Dames Road in Allman Town, Kingston.
Very sad situation, and we'd like to send condolences to his family at this time. You know, when you talk about brain drain, this is another way that we drain the good brains of our society. Now, can you imagine a young man from the inner city going to university, studying so hard, completing his degree, and not having the opportunity to walk across the podium to collect it? Maybe he would have been now a catalyst for Allman Town to help other youngsters, motivate them, maybe be the next prime minister. So my thing about it is, right, as we oftentimes blame so many other people for the ills that happen to us, but when we inflict these same ills on each other, what are we doing? It's like you're shooting yourself in the foot. No, this young man is obviously productive, progressive, right? Read somewhere in a life, I try, read somewhere all up in head, and his life was taken.
Made sacrifices.
Guys.
Made sacrifices. Your mother makes sacrifice. You know,
it hurts me.
It hurt. It hurt. I hope she doesn't mind. There's a member of our production team who earlier this week, it was on Tuesday when I was leaving here, and she said to me, I'm going to go and collect my degree today.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like excited for her because, you know, the degree award, me done.
Yes, finally.
There's a feeling that you get when the degree, it done. You know, I know somebody else. I know somebody else who is going online every day checking them award me degree yet. So the feeling, and it is a sinking feeling inside for me because earlier this week we were talking about on Tuesday how the elation and joy and that expectation that you have at the start of a new year, that, you know, that there was the accident. The accident, you know, the mother, the policewoman bringing her son to school. And imagine the conversation that they were having, you know, about the new year, the grade 6 year. And then to have it just lost in that moment, taken away. I never know accident.
Yeah.
This is, you know, people just being this toxic, violent culture that we have come to accept exists. He's caught in the crosshairs of somebody else's violence because by all indications, he wasn't the intended target. It is very frustrating because, like, what more? Now, rather than being a catalyst for positive social change, he can now, his story now becomes a catalyst for
sadness,
reprisal, maybe. You know, we hope that the cycle of violence doesn't perpetuate, but it's very difficult.
It's very sad.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so tropical wave moves across Jamaica. In this last headline, we're joined by a forecaster on duty at the National Meteorological Center, Javed Hudson, to give us the latest on the tropical wave that we've been hearing about and talking about.
And feeling, experiencing.
And feeling. So welcome to Sunrise. Mr. Hudson, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning to you and your listeners.
Good morning
Mr.
to you.
Hudson.
All right, so what can you tell us in terms of an update, this latest tropical wave that we've been feeling? Is it something we need to be worried about? Is it something that we need to be watching? Talk to me.
Okay, so the wave is now to the west of the island and moving away from Jamaica. And we're not really expecting anything much more with it from a rainfall perspective, because most of the shores associated with the system has now moved west and away from the island. So initially, as recently as we were expecting rains to continue into today. But what had happened was that the wave started to weaken in the few hours before it reached the island on Wednesday morning. So a lot of the associated activity has now diminished. So we're no longer expecting that additional rainfall for today. So the wave is pretty much done with us right now.
All right. So the sections of the island that may experience some lingering effects of the system, where would that be? That would be in the western end of the island?
Well, the thing is, as I said, the wave is far enough west now that we won't have any lingering effects from the system anymore. What's in the air now is just a general shock that's in here that will give us the typical afternoon showers that we normally get, and that's good for the next few days.
Okay.
All right. Well,
right.
thank you. Thanks for that update.
Well, I hope that persons will also, you know, if you live in low-lying areas or flood-prone areas or land slippage and stuff like that, still be very mindful because though it may not be raining heavily everywhere, some places are more prone to certain things. So, so just go and watch out. But, Dennis, I have a problem. Jamaica is a dry weather country. As little rain falls, so the whole place gridlock under traffic and all of these things.
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Javid Hudson, forecaster on duty at the National Meteorological Center. But we do, I've been saying it, you know, you find, say, 1 hour of rain, and you find, say, some places in the corporate area are flooded. But definitely, I think people do drive differently when there's rain, because one, you don't know the pothole them.
That is true, Dennis, but mighty God, man.
Two, I always say you have to slow down a little bit because you don't want to splash people.
Yeah, definitely that part.
Yeah, you have to don't want to
splash people. But I feel like I need a BMX bicycle when it rains. And like as the sky make up its face, I start to worry because I'm like, okay, so this is going to mean like delays. Delays, you know, so I don't know. We have come up with a way though, some way, somehow. But
you need some overhead road. And
or some Jetson car. You know what I mean? George Jetson. Bing, bing, and his son,
that's what I have for you this morning until the 7 o'clock news.
Thank you, Teeks. I love it. And I love that purple necklace. That's hot.
Thank you.
That's very hot, yeah.
The eyeshadow. The eyeshadow, boy. The eyeshadow. Big up, ready.
Oh, my goodness. It's time for us to take a break, but when we return, we'll be cooking up something sweet, delectable in the kitchen. Stay tuned. There's more Sunrise right after this. Yep.